Well, Elliot, first of all, just your thoughts on Louisiana. What have you noticed from those guys?
They bring a lot of stuff to the table. They're dynamic. They're pretty even in the way they do things, and I think with this new QB as well, it's going to add another aspect to this game that we need to prepare for.
I mean, you mentioned the quarterback too, but their running back seems like a kind of guy. A lot of people, they've even compared him a little bit to Jeremy in terms of his all-around ability. When you look at that running back, what kind of catches your eye?
Yeah, he's explosive. He can get the job done. I think it comes down to what we always talk about is getting the run stopped in this game and understanding and respecting this guy can break a few if you're not disciplined.
A lot of people look down there, see the flooding and stuff like that, and the teams kind of help. Their teams kind of help clean up and stuff like that. When you see that, what's your reaction as a college football player, kind of seeing all that stuff go on?
I think aside from football, it's great. I think as college football players, we have a huge platform, and it's great for us in any instance, especially in a situation like that where it's negative. You can kind of turn around and have a positive influence on the community and try and bring spirits back up from something as disastrous as that.
Has fall football felt long? Are you ready to crack a skull it's not your teammate?
It definitely does feel quite long this year. I don't know. I think as you get older, maybe you kind of count down more because you know what's coming. Yeah, we're ready to get out there. We're definitely excited for this opportunity to go and play against someone other than ourselves.
You mentioned the quarterback. How tough is it preparing for him? Obviously, he just came in right before fall camp. You got some tape from LSU, I guess you can watch, but kind of an unknown there, not really knowing what you're going to get from him with this offense?
I mean, I think it's probably safe to say QBs are always going to play a little bit differently depending on what team they're with, but I think you just have to prepare for him with what we have, watch a little bit of film that we do have on him, and just understand that instead of, I think, focusing on one individual player, you just focus on executing the game plan and trust that the game plan the coaches give us is going to make us successful.
Is it a little weird, like, watching game film, though, and seeing him run around in an LSU jersey? I mean, you're obviously not playing LSU.
Yeah, I think a little bit, but you don't. I think you break it down and you kind of compartmentalize and you look at him as a QB and what he's doing, and don't worry so much about what else is going on with the other players and the way they're playing. You just kind of look at him and see what he can bring to the table.
What does he bring to the table?
Explosive. He's explosive. I think he can. If he can't get it done with his arm, he can get it done with his feet, and that's definitely something you have to respect when you play against a QB that can get it done on the ground and in the air too.
You guys are so used to playing games, when it's some people's bedtimes, but now you're playing when people are waking up, I guess. What's that going to be like playing early? And is it better that way, or is there any difference to you?
It won't affect us. It's kind of nice, I think, in the fact that you don't have to wait the entire day to kind of get things going. Sitting in the hotel room for a few hours, kind of waiting to get raring and going can be a little bit long sometimes, but it won't affect us. We'll be happy. It's a little bit of a change up, just something different, something different to add to the mix.
At this level, are there butterflies that first kickoff? Just all that work that you've practiced, making sure it goes according to plan over the next 60 minutes.
There's butterflies every week. It doesn't make a difference to me since I've been playing rugby from when I was 5 to now. I treat it the same way. It's not a bad thing. It's excitement. You're a little bit anxious to get things going.
I know you guys have been doing stuff over in the practice facility to try to simulate that environment. Joey's saying maybe it's even been more effective than planned because it really traps the air in there, so it's hard to breathe. I mean, I guess what's your experience been like practicing in that environment?
I haven't got much experience as far as what high humidity is in the south. I think we went to Georgia and played Ole Miss. Even though it was in a dome when we were outside, I got a feel for what it's like, and it does seem similar. Definitely, you definitely know the difference from being inside there when you step outside. It's crazy because it can be 85, 90 degrees outside, but you step out from being indoor to outdoors, and you instantly feel like a complete difference to what it's like.
Do you think it might impact some of the big guys a little bit more? Or does it matter? Or?
Maybe physically, but I think in the moment you're not really worried about what your body's up to. I mean, you're just focusing on the game plan. It might do it by the end. Maybe recovery might be tougher. I don't know. We'll see, but we're ready for it.
Is there emphasis on hydration or doing anything like that? Any more emphasis when you go to an environment like that?
Our nutritionist has kind of pinpointed a few things nutrition-wise that she wants us to kind of take care of with hydration this week. I focus on hydrating every single week. I think you pay a little bit more attention to knowing you're going into a little more of a hostile environment as far as weather's concerned.
Elliot, two of the young guys behind you probably going to do their names called Chase and Emmanuel. What have you seen from those two over the last couple of weeks?
They've been paying attention to what coaches asked them to do, which is huge, and they play fast and they play with a lot of effort, which is a huge part of playing D-line is effort, and those guys bring it every single day. So we're excited to see what they can do.
I know you guys are pretty close, but is there something about getting on a plane and going to the hotel, and does it help the team kind of come together a little bit the first road trip of the year?
Yeah, I think that's the kind of the bonding part of things. I think after football, you don't always remember the game as such. You just remember the times you have with your teammates. So we always cherish, as long as those journeys can be, we cherish those moments we have together.
Going down the extra night early on Thursday instead of Friday. I know you guys don't get in until kind of late, so it's not a huge deal. But did that require any extra focus or anything different for you guys to make sure you the extra day down there?
You just pack extra underwear. That's all you really worry about. Just packing enough stuff to go. I mean, yeah, it's nice to it's nice to have the extra kind of day to acclimatise, but we don't treat it any differently.
With
Gotta
that,
have
you-
the extra.
Yeah, gotta have the extra under it.
One of the captains is Ben Weaver, and I've been asked some of the guys about him. When you think of him, what makes him kind of a special player here?
I think Ben, you look at the way he plays, and he plays tough, and that inspires you. And I think whenever you can kind of see a guy that leads by example, but also when he speaks up when he needs to speak up, he's someone that you want to play with and play for.
Do you feel like young defensive line for the most part behind you? Do you guys walk out of camp confident with what you have? I mean, I know Coach Caldwell was joking around last week that maybe he wishes there'd be a little bit more time, but it kind of is what it is.
Yeah, I think these guys will be ready because you have no choice. At the end of the day, you have no choice. We've known for a long time that we were going to need guys to step up. They've known they need to step up, and I think they're doing a great job. And we're not worried. We're just excited to get out there. We're really excited to get out there and play.